right now, somewhere in the dark between Mars and Earth. Something is moving. It has no engine, no pilot, no intention, but it is aimed with the cold precision of physics, directly at us. And scientists just confirmed it will arrive in 30 days. This is not a movie. This is what would actually happen, hour by hour, decision by decision, as humanity faced its first confirmed extinction-level countdown. And the most terrifying part, we've already come dangerously close to this exact moment, and almost no one knew. There are over 2,300 potentially hazardous asteroids currently tracked by NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office. Objects large enough to flatten cities, to trigger tsunamis that swallow coastlines, to throw enough dust into the atmosphere to collapse global agriculture and starve billions. The Chicxulub impactor, the rock that ended the age of dinosaurs, was roughly 10 kilometers wide. It released energy 2 billion times more powerful than the most destructive nuclear bomb ever detonated. It didn't just kill, it reset the planet. Now here's what most people don't realize. In 2013, without any warning whatsoever, a meteor exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia. The shockwave shattered windows across 6 cities. Over 1,500 people were injured. We never saw it coming, and that was small. It begins like this: a routine survey telescope, part of the Catalina Sky Survey in Arizona, flags an anomaly. The algorithm runs the orbital mechanics 3 times. The result doesn't change. Impact probability, 99.97%. Object diameter, 1.5 kilometers. Time to impact, 30 days, 14 hours, 22 minutes. Within 6 hours, the data is sent to the Minor Planet Center in Cambridge. Within 12 hours, NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory confirms it. Within 18 hours, the call reaches the White House. And here is where the first impossible question arrives. Do you tell the world? Because the moment you do, you don't just start a countdown to an asteroid. You start a countdown to chaos. History tells us exactly what happens when civilization feels its end approaching. Within 48 hours of a public announcement, economists project global financial markets would lose between 40 and 60% of their value in a single session. Supply chains collapse, not because they're destroyed, but because the people who run them simply stop showing up. Some run toward the countryside. Others refuse to leave their homes. Churches fill beyond capacity. Hospitals brace for a wave of psychological trauma. And governments, every government on Earth, face a decision they've never had training for. Do you impose martial law, or let people live their final month free? But behind the chaos, in bunkers, in war rooms, in emergency sessions of the United Nations, the scientists are still working, because 30 days is not nothing. 30 days might be just enough. In 2022, humanity quietly ran a test that most people scrolled past on their news feeds. NASA Asteroid mission, the double asteroid redirection test, deliberately crashed a spacecraft into an asteroid called Dimorphos, and it worked. The impact changed the asteroid's orbital period by 32 minutes, far beyond what scientists projected. But DART had months of preparation, years of trajectory calculations. With 30 days, the math becomes brutal. To deflect a 1.5-kilometer rock on a collision course, you would need to launch within the first 72 hours. Any later, and the window closes permanently. The kinetic impactor approach requires hitting the asteroid hard enough and early enough to nudge its IDS path by mere fractions of a degree. That fraction, compounded across millions of kilometers of space, becomes the difference between obliteration and a near miss, measured in thousands of miles. But here's the scenario that keeps planetary defense scientists awake at night. What if the rock is fractured? A loose pile asteroid, what scientists call a rubble pile, would absorb a kinetic impactor like a sponge absorbs a punch. Instead of deflecting, you shatter it. Instead of one extinction-level rock, you now have dozens of city killers raining across the hemisphere. And there is no plan B. Strip away the science. Strip away the politics. And what you're left with is this: 30 days. 30 days to say everything you never said. To go everywhere you never went. To forgive what you told yourself you never would. Historical psychologists studying near-extinction events, plagues, wars, famines consistently find the same thing. In the final hours, human beings do not reach for their phones. They do not check their bank accounts. They reach for each other. And perhaps that is the most haunting question this scenario forces us to answer. Not can we stop it, but who are we, when we know we might not? Here is the fact that no space agency publicly highlights. Of all the asteroids in our solar system that could threaten Earth, astronomers estimate we've only cataloged roughly 40% of them. That means right now, tonight, there are hundreds of untracked rocks in the dark. Some of them may be years away. Some of them may be closer. In 2029, just 3 years from now, an asteroid named Apophis will pass so close to Earth that it will travel beneath our satellites. Closer than any known rock of its size in recorded human history. It will not hit us. Scientists are certain. But for a few hours, it will be visible to the naked eye. And billions of people will look up, and for just a moment, every single one of them will feel it. That ancient quiet awareness that the universe is vast and we are small, and this pale blue dot we call home is not guaranteed. We have one planet, we have one chance, and the clock is always ticking.